Barricade's 3-inch polished bull bar that I have on the table next to me includes a light mount and a skid plate for some extra protection, but nicely enough, it is still one of the most affordable bull bars currently available for your 04 through 18 F150. Now with that in mind, you should be checking this out if you want some basic front end protection on the trail or even in the parking lot. This is a direct bolt-on, so it's a very simple install. With that in mind, I'm going to give this 1 out of 3 wrenches on my patented difficulty meter. Should take you about 30 minutes to get this installed with basic hand tools. Now again, what's nice about this bar is how little it costs compared to others. It is 3 inches in diameter like most of our other bars that we sell, and even though it includes a skid plate and a light mounting point, it is still only going to run you around $130. Now even at that price point, you're getting a nice polished finish. Keep in mind, if you wanted something more understated, we do sell this bar with a black powder coat instead. The bar itself is made from stainless steel, so it can very easily stand up to the elements like rain, mud, and snow. It's not going to rust or flake out on you. Now this bar will protect your radiator, your grille, and your front bumper in one, and like one customer said, it'll definitely pay for itself after one fender bender. Now what I like about this bull bar in particular is how high up it sits from the bottom of your truck. It sits a lot higher than other options we sell, so it's not going to affect your approach angles when you are off-road. And again, that light mounting point is a nice way to attach some auxiliary lighting when you are on the trails or when you're working on those back roads at night. Now lastly, this bar again installs very easily because it uses your factory tow hook mounts. If you want to retain your tow hooks, you will have to check out another option on the page, but keep in mind the other options that mount in a different location will generally cost a little bit more. The install might be a little bit more involved as well. Now again, with that said, I'm going to give this an easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on my difficulty meter. I'm actually going to show you guys how to install this. So if you like what you see, you can follow me over to our garage. We're going to hop on one of our F-150s and I'll show you how to get this bolted on. All right, so we pulled our F-150 into the garage, and like I said, this is a very easy bolt-on job. You can get this done with basic hand tools. To install your Barricade Bull Bar, you will need the following tools: an 18mm wrench, a 3/8 drive ratchet, a 15mm socket, an 18mm socket, and optional, but certainly helpful, a swivel and an air gun. We're actually going to put our truck up on the lift to make it a little easier to show you what we're working with underneath there. First things first, if your truck is equipped with factory tow hooks, we need to get those out of the way. Now our truck's tow hooks use 15mm bolts, so you're going to remove the 2 front bolts on either one. You're only going to loosen the back bolts, and then you can slide the factory tow hooks off of the mounting point on the frame itself. Loosening those rear 50mm bolts on the tow hooks can be difficult with air tools unless you have a swivel. We're going to keep things simple, and we're just going to use a hand wrench. Don't pull the bolts out all the way. Remember, just loosen them enough so that you can slide the tow hooks off of the mount. All right, with your factory tow hooks removed and that 15mm bolt in the rear loosened, you can now slide on the new brackets for your Barricade Bull Bar. You're going to orient it in the direction where this plate is facing out towards the tire, and they are marked for passenger and driver side. All right, with those brackets in place, you're going to take the original 15mm bolts that you pulled out of the front, and you're going to hand thread those through your new bracket into the plate inside the frame itself. You want to do these front ones before you tighten the rear ones. That way the plate inside the frame isn't wiggling around on you. All right, with both of those bolts reinstalled, you're going to drive them home with either your wrench or your air gun. All right, with those front bolts driven home all the way, your brackets should now be lined up and in the place they need to rest. Go ahead and retighten those rear 15mm bolts that we loosened earlier using your air gun with that swivel or your hand ratchet. All right, with your brackets tightened down, you can grab your bull bar. You can either have a friend hold it up for you, or you can use a pull jack to get it in place. Once the bull bar is lined up with the brackets, you're going to grab the provided hardware, which includes a bolt, a crush washer, and a flat washer. And then on the other side, you're going to use another flat washer and a nut to tighten everything down. You want to have those bolts and nuts hand tightened. You want to keep a little bit of play in the bull bar. That way you can move it around and get it lined up before you drive everything home. All right, that looks pretty straight to me. All right, with our bull bar lined up, it's time to tighten all that hardware down. Now those bolts and nuts are both 18mm heads, so you're going to want to grab a box end wrench or open-ended wrench. And you can either tighten them down with a hand ratchet, but in this case, we're going to go ahead and use an air gun and a swivel socket. All right, once you've tightened down that hardware, go ahead and verify that your bull bar is still lined up and where you want it. Once everything looks good, you can either have your friend step away or you can pull down that pull jack if you were using one. All right, so with everything tightened and leveled, that actually wraps up my review and install of Barricade's 3-inch polished bull bar fitting your 04 through 18 F-150. I'm Travis, thanks for watching, and for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.